Mandatory testing for the early detection of children with learning and behavioral disabilities and difficulties. Early testing and recognition of children with behavioral and learning disabilities helps children's families, teachers, and schools better understand and educate according to what is best for the student. High school students all over the U.S. drop out of high school for a number of reasons, but the most important reason that affects 7 to 10% of the 18% of high school students that drop out is because of learning and behavioral disabilities that went untreated and unrecognized. Without help, children will grow up to never fully understand themselves. They'll go to jobs and won't be able to do what they do best, which is like being able to identify how they best learn and how they can best complete a job. The National Center of Learning Disabilities states that 1 in 5 children are born with or develop learning disabilities. The website goes on to state that 48% of parents who notice that their child is having a learning or behavioral disability think that it'll go away with age. Early testing and recognition of children with behavioral and learning disabilities helps the children in everyday life, helps them communicate with their parents, communicate with their teachers, their siblings, and their friends. Unadvocated children will not be able to receive a well-rounded education because their learning disabilities and needs are going on unmet. They won't be able to make as meaningful connections, or they'll have a more difficult time in school, not being able to conform to the standard way of teaching to understand that. All children deserve the opportunity to learn how they learn best. Children whose learning and behavioral disabilities go unrecognized and unaccommodated when they are young and in school preparing to accomplish life on their own will have a harder time learning and behaving when they grow up. Berrywall family stated that federal regulations require no more than 60 days should elapse between a time a student is referred for testing and when an IEP is developed that accommodates them. This is a regulation that should be regularly adapted to accommodate the next generation of students. Families and adults can participate in a state board education by attending meetings at the town hall and keeping updated on the latest news and regulations. Awareness and advocacy for students and children can make all the difference in their lives. And you want to help children because the children are the people who are going to take on the world after you. Because my learning disability with speech and reading was recognized at a young age, I was able to go from not being able to read a full sentence out loud to reading multiple books at once, and being able to give oral presentations in class and participate in group projects. One current issue in the world today is the way college sports recruit students. Teachers will pass students along, not wanting to go through the hassle of teaching them again next year, and then coaches will make a deal with the school or teachers to pass them along because they have so much potential in whatever sport they're best in. When colleges recruit those kids, some athletes are unable to read even at a 3rd grade reading level, and this is hard for them because they aren't able to have conversations. The only skill they'll really have in life is their sport, when they can do so much more than that if they were given the proper education. And imagine how life-changing it would be for a person to grow up and be able to represent what they're good at. Not only a sport, but also what they're good at learning. With the proper tools in place, such as read aloud, extra time, and out-of-room testing, children will grow up to advocate for their learning, as well as the best way they can grow. Early testing and recognition of children with behavioral and learning disabilities helps the students, helps the families, helps the schools, and everyone involved in that child's life to better understand the student. As a parent or even an interesting party, through research and the current laws and procedures in place, according to your state, you will be able to make educated decisions about what you believe when it comes to education and how to best advocate for the students who are learning and growing up, receiving an education. You will be able to vote or suggest things to members of the community who are in power. With proper testing, millions of U.S. children with behavioral or learning disabilities will receive an education structured to their success instead of their failures. Every little step of their education with the out-of-room testing and the read aloud will help them better develop the skills that they are good at.